not be necessary to join the party.
I
think that is the overriding consideration.
Okay.
It's not so much so for anybody to say, I am a stakeholder, and therefore I have a right to defend.
Okay, Mrs. Sananu, respond to that for me briefly.
Yes, I see some contradiction in that. You see, if assuming what you were saying or what she was saying, it is true that these are voters who belong to the National Democratic Party. The National Democratic Party is a party in the case. We know that under the rule by which we came, the rule under which we came in CI 16 says that party already in the case can make this application for joinder for these applicants to be joined. But you must know that this application is not being brought before the court by NDC. This application is being brought by the voters in their own right. I have also indicated to you that it is intellectually unfortunate for anybody to categorize all my clients as belonging to NDC. That is what I want you to know.
Okay. I want to ask then finally to you, Mr. Sananu.
Now she's talking about just a moment. She's talking about the intervener principle. The intervener principle looks into it two strands. The first one, the person must be a necessary party. And the second one is that the person must also be an interested party. First of all, are we saying that voters who form the basic cell of political power in this country are not necessary parties in a dispute between, let's put it this way, Mahama and Akufo-Addo, who are fighting to be the president of this country?
Interesting perspectives there, but
who installs them into office as presidents?
Quickly, Mr. Sananu, I'll bring in...
They are more important than the voters.
Okay, I'll bring in Madam Akufo shortly, but I want to ask you finally, this ruling was delivered today. Anything you want to do now after this ruling? Do you have any, what's the plan now?
What plan
I'm asking, the verdict was delivered today. Is that the end of it, or you plan to pursue this further?
Are you aware that this is the final court which deals with matters involving the presidential election?
Okay.
That there is no route of review. There is no appeal anymore. The road is closed. It's a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Are you aware that it is a cul-de-sac?
Okay, so that's the end of it for you, then, I guess.
Are you aware that the voters have been shortchanged? Aren't you aware that the voters are not being told in the face that, come on, yes, you cast your vote and so what?
Okay, thank you. I want to say thank you because I want to move the discussion a bit away from the other debates that obviously will characterize this very heated subject. Madam Gloria Akufo is still on the line with us. She'll join us briefly in the next 2 minutes because I have been joined also in the studio by a member of the NDC legal team, Victor Kojoga Dawudu, who is a member of the team. Let me ask though, you obviously, from what I've been told from court, the NDC, you were in support of the 300 joining.
Definitely, we were in support.
You are disappointed at the decision then, aren't you?
No, not that we are terribly disappointed. The court recognized their right, that yes, they have voted, they have right under Article 42, and the court says that yes, the respondents or all the parties can call them as witnesses. So it tells you that the court has vindicated, and it says that it does not expunge their right. And the court went ahead and said that anything that they say is a constitutional matter. Anything that they say would affect and bind even the judges themselves. So at the end of the day, they can come in as witness.
So what you're saying is that you believe in the thinking that says that the party, as is already joined in this particular case, the NDC and the president maybe can represent quite adequately the interests of these 300 members.
No, these 300 members is not forgone. They can always come back.
Will you call them as witnesses?
No. If we see them that they are necessary parties, they have evidence which is compelling, which will help their case. Why not? We'll call them as witnesses.
Madam Gloria Akufo, let me ask then, does this mean that the substantive case can now be heard?
Before that, if I may briefly make an observation on Mr. Senanu's comments.
Okay.
I firmly and quite clearly stated that on the face of the 35 odd applications that were served on us, there was nothing in there that indicated the parties to which these applicants are affiliated or are in support of. I never made the point that the applicants are NDC people. I don't think that Mr. Senano was listening to me when I was making my intervention.
Okay. So the question then, does it pave the way for the substantive case to go on?
At this point, the court has ordered in respect to of the application for directions that the counsel for the parties put their heads together and agree on the memorandum of issues that will be set up before the court within 7 days, and failing which the registrar should be informed, and then the court will indicate when we go back to court. So it will deal with the summons for directions, the memorandum of issues and other related matters. So that is where we are now. Until the directions are given, the substantive matter cannot start.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam, for your time. You want to talk about that because that's a key thing going forward now. People want to know, so when do we get to the actual start of this substantive matter before the court? You have an interest in that. She says the two of you must sit down and agree.
Yeah, the court, we are, all lawyers are officers of the court. And the court gave an indication that all the parties should file their memorandum of issues. And the memorandum of issue, we sit down, we narrow down the issues. If we are not able to agree within 7 days, we write to the registrar. The registrar will get back to the court, and the court will give us date that we will go and do it. There was other thing that also happened in court about the direction. Everybody will want this case to move on. But I think the lawyer for NDC said the process by which they were coming was wrong. I think the court agreed with him and said they deem it that with equitable principles and other things, they will want to make it as the memorandum of understanding. And it's based on that, they said, yes, let the lawyer for NDC file his memorandum of understanding. 7 days, we'll go into it. All the parties will sit down. If we are not able to resolve it, then we'll go back to court. They will give us the direction, the mode by which the trial would go. And so we will be waiting for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Kojoka Adawudu. He is a member of the NDC's legal team. We're able to speak to Mr. Kofi Abochi, who will join us on Newsnight because we simply run out of time right now. The key question we'll be asking if you join us in 15 minutes, essentially, does this essentially close the door? Because we understand that there may be possibly further joiners from either the NDC or the MPP, we don't know. But does this mean that you cannot, going forward, join this again, and the parties already signed to this particular deal will have to go on representing your interest? That's a question we'll be asking Mr. Abochi. And also, you want to join us because across the country, the NHIS issue is still raging. Topical there is whether it's collapsing. Well, the Coalition of NGOs in Health, they think so. We'll ask them why if you join us on Radio Newsnight. My name is Evans Mensah.